So let's get started. So the first thing you're going to do is cut your grid paper. This is actually plastic, to fit the size of the back of the wreath. There we go. Zip ties. We're going to zip tie the backing, and it goes really easy through the little holes. So you're going to zip tie. And you know I'm going to speed this part of the video up. Voila, that's on. Okay, so now that we have our mesh, plastic mesh backing on, we are going to move on to cutting the strips of burlap ribbon. For this project, I've selected a nice classic ribbon color, the taupe tan, and my accent piece with that styrofoam ball is going to be red. And on the grid mat, it has, I don't know if you could see it, but it has the ruler. For the 10-inch frame, which is what I'm using, you're going to want 10-inch pieces, which I've already cut, of the burlap to make your petals. You could go a little bit smaller, 8-inch with the burlap, but then it'll be a shorter look on the wreath. So for the 10-inch frame, you're going to need 10-inch burlap pieces of ribbon cut, and you'll need 2 rolls of the ribbon for the 10-inch frame. Now, they do have the 12-inch that you can get and a 14-inch frame, but for this I'm using 10, and it's typically what I normally use. When I do geo mesh, I'll use the 12-inch because I like those to be big, and sometimes 14-inch to be really overstated. So let me cut some. I've already cut some of these pieces, but I'm going to show you the methodology, if you will. I hope that's not too crooked, of how I cut this. I do use my mat with the ruler on it, and I'm going to lay out my ribbon in and on the grid, and I'm going with the 10-inch increments. So I'm going to use the 10 to 20 inch area. So what I'm going to do is, to start the ribbon off, I'm actually using a rotary cutter. If you don't have a rotary cutter, that's fine. Use scissors. Sometimes I have to bring in the scissors if the cut didn't go all the way through. But if you are using this rotary cutter, make sure you do have a mat or something underneath your working area, because it will cut into the table. So here I have the ribbon at the 20-inch mark, and I'm going to cut it on an angle 2 inches up to the 18. It doesn't have to be exact science and, you know, whatever. But so you're going to cut like this, okay? And there you have your angle, which is so important because this is going to make the flower petal look. And that's what we're doing. We're doing a burlap flower petal looking wreath. So now you have the end of your ribbon, the point, on the 20-inch mark. And then you're going to come over here and you see you want to end at the 10, okay? So you want it to be 10 inches. So you're going to cut in from 12 now up to 10. continue cutting until you get all of your pieces cut. And as you can see here, I have quite a few. So we're going to start to attach our petals. We're going to use the burlap that we just cut, and we're going to use our zip ties. Let me get this out of the way. Then we're going to start with our frame, flat the back part down. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a zip tie. We're working on the center 2 rings, and we're going to start at these, we'll call them the frame's arms. What you want to do is you want to take your 2 short ends. See, these are the long ends. These are the short ends. You want to take your 2 short ends and you want to just sort of gather them up like that. And now you have this cute little petal. See how that's looking? That's a petal. You want to take it and put it here with your zip ties. Now, some people might use crafter wire, floral wires. They might use some other, I don't know, the pipe cleaners. I'm telling you, I am a zip tie junkie. I love them. I use them for everything, Christmas decorating, everything. That's what holds my decorations up. But anyway, use your clippers and cut that off. Be careful when you are placing your petals to not lay your arms on the wreath, because it will start causing your burlap to fray. If you notice, there's some areas of mine that are starting to open up because of the type of weave this is. It's a very open weave burlap. But I am going to get some clear acrylic spray when I'm finished and spray the entire wreath, and that will protect it. We are working on our upper circle row, so we're continuing along. Remember, try not to lay your arms on the wreath, on the fabric. Keep your arms above, so that you're not causing any fraying, unnecessary fraying. It will do so naturally on its own. Okay, so now you notice we have this center with our grid paper, our grid plastic, our grid, whatever you want to call it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the zip ties. And I'm going to come in about, an inch and a half. And I'm going to go down through and then come back up. With my zip ties. I'm going to do a couple just so that I can make sure I'm staying as consistent as possible. My circle will not be perfect, but I'll get it as close to my level of perfection as possible. If your level is in a different realm than mine, that's perfectly okay as well. It will work. So I'm going to do these 3 right here. I'm thinking there's going to be 6 total in the center here. Again, scrunch, 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 twist, and set down in those wire ties. Pull through. Okay, you're gonna notice I have some different ribbon that I'm cutting. And I started adding it to the wreath. And I just didn't like the way it was looking a little sparse. Plus I wanted to jazz it up a little bit for Christmas. I'm adding this. It's another type of burlap ribbon. It's a very tight weave. And I'm gonna add this around the center and then put some intermittently throughout the wreath. sparseness, the bareness, if you will. Well, there's that. What I'm going to do is I've scrunched in my petals, and I'm going to use a pipe cleaner instead of a zip tie for this because of the way I have to go in. It's going to be so tight. So I put my pipe cleaner on my petal, and I'm going to go in with the petal this way. If you can see, I'm going in, and I have 3 of them. So actually, let me go in like this. What I've learned is it's always a work in progress. Can't be too hard on yourself, and believe me, I am a perfectionist, so if I am okay with not being completely perfect, do you see how I did that? I went in on the back, and now I have my pipe cleaner here, and that's the way it looks up here. And then I'm going to do another one. So now we have this. wondrous look. And you just sort of fluff and make it all fabulous. But this is what we have so far. Yes, there are a few frayed ends, but actually that's going to lend to the look of this. And remember, we're going to spray it with the clear shellac. Okay, let's work on our rosette. I have the hot glue gun on. We're going to start with the ball, the 4.5 inch styrofoam ball that I cut about a quarter of it off, maybe a third of it off. I'm using the larger half. You could use the smaller half, depending on what you're going to do. I mean, you could put anything. I could put this snowman right now in the middle. If you look, that would be really cute. And this one actually lights up. There's a way to... Let's think about that. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and make the rosette so that you all can see how to do it. Here it is, the styrofoam ball. Let me fix this. Sorry for moving you about. So here's your styrofoam ball. Here is some red burlap ribbon. This is 2.5 inch ribbon. And then I have some T-pins. And there is a method to this madness. You're going to take your ribbon and you're going to fold it in half. Make sure you have a straight edge, which I do. You're going to take the ribbon and you're going to fold it in half like this. Okay? And then once you set the ribbon in the center of the top of the ball, the styrofoam ball, you're going to take this half and fold it in like this. You see what I did? Folded it in. You can or cannot, it's up to you, use a dab of glue here. I like to use the glue. But I also use the T-pins. These, love these. Because they really get in there and hold that fabric down. They're lovely. Don't burn yourself on the glue. Okay. So now that you have that in place, we're going to start building up the center of the bud. And it's essentially wrapping the ribbon around itself to make the bud. And as you're wrapping, you're making sure that the ribbon is folded and you're tucking under as you're wrapping. And you're getting more of your T-pins and you're coming up and in like so. Okay, so now that we have our center of the bud in place, I'm going to again pin that in. And we got a nice center for our rosette. Ribbon is folded. And what you're going to do is the two fingers, you're going to guide yourself with the ribbons with your fingers here, sort of like the grasping tool. And this is the folding tool. So you're going to take and you're going to fold over backwards once. See, your hands are grasping here, you're moving your finger in and you're folding over that finger once, okay? And then you're taking and tucking under. And you're going to pin. Okay, there you have the rosette that will go in the center of your wreath. Take your ribbon, fold it, and then come here and apply it. A little dab of glue. There we go. Just a little bit. And then one of your T-pins with that wide top on it, which is fabulous. And just come around the base. Like so. Keep that ribbon folded. Oh, I might want to fix that. It's coming up. Let me put that in straight. There we go. Come around. Cut. And get yourself another pin. In here. Oops, I got some styrofoam on it. That's okay. Do we want to put this here? That is beautiful, isn't it? Do we want to do that? Or do we want to do this? Look at this. I have this. Let it snow. I could put that with a little snowman. For this part, you all now have the ability to make your wreaths to this level and then decorate them as you wish. And you also now know how to make a rosette. And if you want, real quick, I will show you how you can put this into your wreath. So you have your rosette, crafter wire, floral pins, scrap felt like that. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take your wire, and you're going to come down with your floral pins and push down, and that will hold those in place. You're going to take a little bit of the glue onto your felt. Why does this thing creak? Oh. And I'm going to put it over here to hold this down. There we go. You see that? And just to be safe, I'm going to give it one more. It's going to give me a hard time going in there, which is actually a good thing. There you go. Push it through, and that'll really hold that in. So now you have a very secure means of attaching your rosette. So you see I went down through the center with that, pulling it through to the other side. You see that? And then I would just twist and twist. To finish the back of your wreaths, you take some felt, whatever color. I have white. And you would cut around, and you would hot glue to the back. You could do the whole entire back. If you would like for me to do one for you, whatever the theme may be, I am ready and willing and able to do that for you. Just message me, contact me, and let me know. I will also take pictures of this wreath when I'm finished with it, when I've decided exactly what I'm going to do with it. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and be sure to subscribe to my channel, like the video, and follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Y'all have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon.